Hello and welcome back to Growing Family Garden. It's been a really busy time since we saw you in our last video, but in between all of the madness we've managed to find a few moments to tackle some of the crucial jobs that need doing in the garden or the allotment in the month of March. Stick around until the end of the video because we'll be showing you how we got on sowing one of our absolute favourite crops. You don't want to wait too long to get these sorted, or you could miss out on a brilliant harvest later in the year. Before we get started, let me ask you a question. What's one of the most important jobs that you do in your garden or your allotment in the month of March? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what's happening in your gardens right now. One of the biggest jobs we tackled this week was finishing the preparation of our vegetable beds ready for planting. That meant getting stuck into a really thorough weed. We tackled some of those stubborn perennial weeds, digging right down to remove those penetrating roots. And at the same time, we were picking off all the little annual weeds that are just starting to establish themselves at this time of year. Now, I'll be honest with you, there's nothing worse for me than weeding. But getting on top of it right now in early spring, it'll pay off in the months to come when everything starts growing quickly and the beds are full of crops instead of weeds. We've also been keeping a close eye on our seedlings. Our late February sowings are really starting to come along now, and you can definitely see the effect of the longer daylight hours. With the exception of our peppers, which are still inside on a windowsill in a heated propagator, all our seedlings have now moved out into the greenhouse where they're sheltered from the worst of the early spring weather. Another job we made sure we did this week was tending to our compost. We gave the pile a good turn, partly to keep everything breaking down nicely, but also because we're starting to use it now. We've been spreading some of that compost as a mulch over our veggie beds, which will help improve the soil and feed the plants as the season gets underway. And we're also using it to plant up the rest of our potatoes. Our first and second earlies are going into 30-litre tubs filled with a nice, rich compost mix that should give them a really great start. And finally, we get to one of the most important jobs on our gardening calendar. We have sown the tomatoes. So here is how we got them started. First, we mixed up our compost with a little bit of perlite, about 3:1 ratio. That helps keep the compost nice and light and improves drainage. Then we filled up our plug trays ready for sowing. This year we're growing 3 varieties: Roma, Moneymaker and Red Cherry. We sowed 2 seeds into every plug just to give ourselves the best chance of good germination. Now, I like to sow my tomatoes about a week into March. By this point in the year, I've usually managed to free up a little bit of space inside the house for germination, and it gives us really good sized plants ready to go in the greenhouse around mid-May. Those plants will then grow on through the summer and hopefully produce one of our favourite crops of the whole year. Once everything was labelled, because, trust me, you'll never remember otherwise, the trays went indoors into the heated propagator alongside our chilli peppers.
These are the
Tomatoes, and these ones are Roma.
This is Roma.
This is Red Cherry.
Red Cherry.
And Moneymaker.
Moneymaker.
So that's everything that we've been getting up to in the garden this week. Bed preparation, caring for our seedlings, turning our compost, planting our potatoes, and of course, sowing our tomatoes. But for now, I'd like to know, have you started sowing your tomatoes yet, or are you waiting a little bit longer this year? Let us know down in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along with Growing Family Garden as we head into the busiest and the most exciting part of the gardening year. And we'll see you in the next one. See you later.